The wildfire is getting more and more fierce due to the climate changing, manual construction, and animal migration. The data shows the fire in Santa Monica Mountain happened frequently during the past century, especially during centralized time period in the same location. According to California Department of Fire Protection, the wildfires are going to burn more severely in the next 50 years. However, the real estate market is extremely heated, and people are bidding for the house in Santa Monica Mountain, even in fire hazard severity zones. Further research illustrates the house price in burnt area is higher than the unburned area. Therefore, our theme is irrational development based on the weird connection between growing fire hazard, increasing land value, and investment. Our research implies that although people continue to increase the investment on fire suppression, the fire hazard is even worse. More irrational thing is that people will put more time and energy repeating their failure in fire mitigation to prove their same cost is not in vain, trapped in vicious spiral like the positive feedback loop. The implicit crisis occurs when the return of investment rate is slim to none, which means people get nothing out of their enormous investment. In economy, this situation means a collapse point where all previous effort waste for nothing. But if we admit the past failure and change the strategy, we could use the same investment to reduce losses and expand returns. Eventually, we will slow down the ROI rate to avoid collapse. We aim to change the existing vicious spiral into virtuous cycle by using walled urbanism to utilize managed public area surrounding the town as our firebreak. Meanwhile, the void space supports the town getting self-enhanced with limited scale. The investment aims at fire suppression will be put in managing the walled area to improve the environment in order to make Westlake Village more promising with further investment.
We focused on the burned boundaries in WI area and the residential category. Over 80% of properties in the burned area belong to high-priced single-family houses with no infrastructure and greenery around. This is where we are applying the strategy of void urbanism. We are creating the hanging boundaries of open spaces, which shapes are based on layers of government-controlled areas, WI boundaries, and the most frequent fire zones. Those factors make the boundaries for our site. Developing road system will provide the town with necessary evacuation routes. Some of them are turning into the green corridors or line parks. Botanical gardens, picnic parks, open space galleries, sports fields. All these new functions will enrich the climate there and raise the social capital in the town so as to prevent fires. New activity paths like biking and hiking routes that are gonna bring easy and attractive access to every site. Void urbanism is our main way to confront the irrational development. All the surrounding void lands should be managed and well planned as to decrease fire risk and rise the social activity. The 3D model is making you familiar with the ideas of our strategy and the important terrain. You also see the diagram section that describes most of the functions and going through all our sites. The boundaries of the most frequent fires have some regularities in topography, so changing the levels may be beneficial to stop spreading the fire. Some new void areas may become buffer zones or parts for further development. We are blocking the Westlake Valley from developing more irrationally. Consequently, the whole town could use the fire damage as an opportunity to rebuild the house and improve the real estate value. Let the void urbanism make the town grow up and improve the whole town environment with more promising future.